The ending of the Netflix series Ripley leaves Tom's fate somewhat ambiguous. Throughout the thrilling series, Tom has conned his way from a lowly life of scamming and thievery in New York City to becoming incredibly wealthy in Italy thanks to a supposed old friend, Dickie Greenleaf, Johnny Flynn. The psychological thriller is based on the renowned 1955 novel The Talented Mr. Ripley by celebrated novelist Patricia Highsmith, the first of her 5-part Ripley series that also includes Ripley Underground and Ripley's Game. Ripley has received rave reviews from critics upon its April 4, 2024 release exclusively on Netflix. The Talented Mr. Ripley has been adapted several times for film and television, but none have been shot completely in monochrome until Steven Zaillian's Ripley. Zaillian, the Academy Award-winning screenwriter of Schindler's List, American Gangster, and The Irishman, wrote and directed the entire 8-episode miniseries. Ripley's cast is led by an exceptionally chilling Andrew Scott, Fleabag, Black Mirror, All of Us Strangers, as the titular treacherous protagonist. By the end of Zaillian's Ripley, Tom has orchestrated a way to frame his murder of Dickie Greenleaf as a suicide, successfully convincing Dickie's concerned girlfriend Marge Sherwood, Dakota Fanning, and a determined Inspector Ravini, Maurizio Lombardi. Tom's plan with the Venice police explained. The final episode of Ripley begins in the brand new setting of Venice, where Tom Ripley has stopped impersonating Dickie in Rome and Palermo and has returned to going by his actual name. Seemingly out of the crosshairs of a suspicious Marge and a determined Inspector Ravini and presumed to be dead, Tom walks straight into the Venice police station and lures Ravini to Venice that evening. During their private conversation at his new Venice mansion, Tom disguises himself in a convincing wig and beard, adjusting the lighting in the room to avoid Ravini recognizing him. The plan works, confirming that Ripley is alive so that he can close the case on Dickie and continue living his lavish new life in Venice. Was Tom planning to kill Marge? Marge reads the news of Tom's whereabouts in Venice and goes to see him for herself. Still suspicious of Tom and convinced he is a professional liar, Marge is relaxed by Tom's stunning home and access to highbrow social life. They attend a cocktail party where Marge is able to garner the attention of all the guests who are fascinated by Dickie's story. She gets very drunk and waits by the private canal in the back of Tom's house, creating a perfect opportunity for Tom to kill her. He decides against it because it would be a crime of passion more than necessity in this case. Later, when Marge finds Dickie's ring in Tom's belongings, she doesn't connect it as evidence that Tom has killed him, and avoids dying similarly to Freddie as Tom is prepared to bludgeon her with a glass ashtray. Tom once again faces pressure of being exposed when Herbert Greenleaf arrives in Venice with the private investigator who found Tom in the first place. It appears that the American investigator could be the only one who sees right through Tom's elaborate web of lies, but Tom is able to spin a fabricated tale about Dickie in order to get him off the hook. Tom explains to the investigator that Dickie confessed his love for him in San Remo, which is why he only wanted to get away with him and not include Marge. The investigator buys it and believes it's further evidence for Dickie's apparent suicide, thanks to Tom's disturbing ability to make up such a convincing lie about Dickie being in love with him.